Hello everyone, my name is Chantal and my friends call me Shanti. So last year I started with gardening, so this is going to be my second year. I wanted to show you all the seeds that I bought last year. I sadly didn't do any documenting or recording of my garden and everything that I'm growing and stuff like that, which was a big regret because I only had a couple of photos. And this year, I really want to document it and maybe share it with a couple of friends. So I'm glad that you're watching this video. I wanted to start off with a couple of new things. Last year, I didn't have any beans because I just started my gardening journey, and I started off with a couple of simple things like zucchinis and cherry tomatoes. So this year I want to start and include a couple of beans because I do like them and my mom grows them, so I'm sure they will do well here. So this is the Helda variety and this is the Ferrari variety, two different ones. They will need to be trellised because they are not a bush bean. Then this year I want to do a couple of herbs. I know these packets are already open, but last year I forgot to sow my herbs, which is a pretty big mistake. These packets are already open because I used to grow herbs in my windowsill at my mom's house when I still lived there. So this year I will be doing chives because I really like chives. Then borage. We went to Italy last year and we had a borage pasta and we really loved the taste of it. So we're going to try and grow it ourselves. I'm unsure if this is going to be something that is possible here in the Netherlands, but I got these seeds from a Dutch store, so I'm pretty sure I might be able to grow them. Otherwise, why would they sell them, right? So I have some rosemary. This is a dill variety, basil, and a parsley variety. I do use a lot of dill, parsley, and I do use some rosemary. I know I have a thyme somewhere as well, but they're not here, so I'm sure they will be in that box. I don't really use a lot of basil, but that's because I don't own dried basil. I don't even know if basil comes dried. I'd have to look at that. But that's one of the reasons that I don't really use basil dried. I have a couple of packets of bee-friendly flowers. They gave them last year with the voting stuff and campaigning. I totally forgot about them, and I found them somewhere and I put them in here to make sure that this year I will be including flowers. Last year I didn't really have a lot of flowers because I just started up my garden. My garden was pretty much nothing, wasteland, so I had to do everything myself. I did buy cat grass because I have a kitty and my cat is not allowed outside without a leash, and she pretty much destroys every flower I bring into the house, no matter if it's a real one or a plastic one. So this year I want to give her some cat grass because I feel like she is telling me she needs something to eat, plant-wise. Then I have carrots. Last year my carrots did pretty well, so we will be doing carrots again. I bought Swiss chard. I've never tried it, not even the taste of it, because I don't think they really sell this much in our grocery stores. So I will try growing this myself. This is the rainbow mix. I do have a white one as well because I found a store with extremely cheap seeds. Most of these seeds are quite cheap because it's just my second year of gardening and I still have to figure out what works and what does not. And by the time I have figured that out, I kind of want to go and buy more expensive seeds. That's the thyme I was talking about. I quite like thyme and I really use a lot of it in my cooking. Then I have spinach. We really like spinach, so we're going to grow it this year again. Last year I had the not this round seeded spinach, but just I like it the normal one. More flowers because I need to attract pollinators. Because last year I did have to pollinate a lot of my zucchini by hand because I just completely forgot all of the flowers because I did not have anything in my garden when starting this garden. Radish. Last year my radish did quite well, so I bought these long ones. I do have some other radishes which will be in the pile as well. Pickling onions, never done that before. Then we have the long variety of zucchinis, which I want to try this year. Last year I had yellow ones or golden ones and I had round ones. The round one, the pack will probably be in the box still and we will come to that. Then the root celery variety, which we here in the Netherlands use a lot for split pea soup and stuff like that. Then we have this, and I do not really know what this is in English, but I barely know what it is in Dutch. I found this packet of seeds in a bin for 50 cents and I thought, okay, let's try it. I've seen them once or twice in the grocery store in the vegetable section, and for what I've researched, it is like something like carrots but different. So that's probably going to be an adventure. Then I have gherkins or tiny pickling cucumbers. I've never done those before, but I know my mom grows them in their garden just fine. So I'm sure we will trellis them up here somewhere and have some pickling cucumbers. Last year I didn't do anything for fall really, so I wanted to start doing some pumpkins. I do also have saved some banana squash seeds, words, from a pumpkin a couple of weeks ago. I'm pretty sure they will be dry by the time that we will be seeding them. Last year I've only done cherry tomatoes because my cat kicked out the other boxes with tomatoes. So this year I'm going to try and save them. So I have a beefsteak tomato. Then I have the other radishes I've talked about. The white variety I've talked about. Then these are the cherry tomatoes I did last year. I had only like 7 plants, but I got hundreds and hundreds of cherry tomatoes. So that's why I wanted to stock up on the tomatoes as well this year. Then I have the zucchinis. These ones are round, and I'm pretty sure the packet has or the wrong seeds or the wrong picture, but because these did not turn out this dark. They were extremely light, and no matter how long they were on the vine, they didn't turn this color. So I'm pretty sure or the seeds got mixed up or this is not the correct picture. It's probably a different variety, but I had only 2 or 3 of these plants, and one of the plants was insane. We had, I think, about 40 of these zucchinis from that one plant, and the plant got enormous. I think it was around 4.5 meters long. It looked ridiculous in this tiny space, so I will probably not put that one again, maybe one. And I will sow a couple of them for my mother-in-law because she wanted to start a tiny garden on her balcony. And I know that zucchini plants do quite well in a pot, and I'm sure that one will not turn out 4 meters again, because my other ones didn't either. So then I have some Saint Pierre tomatoes. My mother will also sow a couple of black cherry tomatoes for me. And I will sow a couple of super sweet 100 tomato vines for her, so we can trade. Then I have kohlrabi, and I'm going to try it again this year. But last year my seeds, or the seedlings, got extremely long. I'm pretty sure because of the heat where I had them. So I didn't really transplant those because that looked like a big failure. And when I sowed them directly in ground, which is also an option, they came up as well, but a cat or something dug them out. So I didn't really have kohlrabi this year. We will try again, I guess. And after that, we might have to retire them to that pile, which I will be talking about in a bit. Then I have some parsnips. We really like those. So the carrots did well, and we want to try and grow some different stuff this year. Then we have lavender. Just as I already said, I wanted to try and include a couple of more flowers this year, so we will try that. Then I have this pile of things I will probably not grow again. And some of them might be a bit strange, but this is something I will try inside and not outside, so this is not really for the garden. Then last year, my broccoli was amazing, not gonna lie, but the amount of space that they are taking. Hello. Are you gonna help? No? Okay. Well, the amount of space they take in my tiny garden is huge for only one crop. And the problem with this is we have a lot of aphid problems here in the Netherlands, and I don't want to use anything against them, so I would have to cover them up with a net, and I just don't have the space for it, really. Then you see a couple of lettuces. The problem with my lettuce is they are doing too well, and I'm the only one eating lettuce in this household, so I have to throw most of it away. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to grow stuff that we're actually gonna eat. I don't have chickens or anything that will eat my lettuce, so yeah, no. And then I have a couple of chilies. The Netherlands is just not hot enough for chilies. I tried them outside. I will probably need a greenhouse for those or anything covering them, which is also not space effective for me. And the plant itself did okay, but the first flower was basically at the end of the growing season in the Netherlands, so no chilies for me, and it just doesn't work here for now. So that was basically everything that I will be trying this year. If you have any suggestions for me, feel free to comment them below, or any tips. I'd like some tips as well, as this is my second year of gardening, so I will probably mess up a lot and learn on the way.